Hey guys, welcome to today's video. It's like so much fun because I'm gonna talk crap about a ton of products. Why am I laughing? Like I should not be doing an intro this like, yay, crap products. You know, the drugstore has upped their game in such a major way recently. I would say in the past like year or two, the products have just gotten so much better. I have to believe that's because of the competition in the makeup beauty space as a whole. But also I think there's so much immediate feedback from customers, creators like myself on the platform that review, you know, we're giving our feedback as well. And I think it's pushed things in a really positive direction. But there are still bad products out there, in my opinion. These things just did not work, so let's just like, whatever, they didn't work for me. I'm so over being like, please let me not offend you if they don't work for you. I mean, obviously you guys, if you like it and love it, and you go on the path that you think is best for you, because we all want different things, and that is totally okay, and I fully support that. I'm just here kind of gushing to you, like if we were hanging out, like I was like, hey, come over, hang out in the studio, and like we're like hanging out, and you're like, what do you think of this? And I'm like, it's terrible, it's gloppy, it didn't wear well, and like I'll tell you why I didn't like it. So settle on in. You're like over at my place, we're chilling together, and we're just gonna dish about the not so good at the drugstore. Okay, let's get started. I have actually a lot of palettes in front of me. This one right here is from Catrice. It pains me because like a lot of these products that I am going to talk about, like obviously there are other items within each line that I really like, and you guys know I love so much from Catrice. I have thrown their products in underrated videos. I rave about their concealer. I really love the brand, even though I still to this day read it as Catrice. This palette, it's an interesting consistency because it's like almost overly dry and smooth for metallics. So if you can see on my hand at all how there's kind of this uneven texture, you find that when you put it on the lid and start blending, because a lot of these in here are very shiny, that you'll have a hard time getting a nice blend. If you want to take this on the lid, it's not going to pack as much of a punch because it is more on that dry end, and it's not giving you that like full covered metallic feel. And for that reason, I just did not really get into this. I have not worn every single shade in this palette, but I've worn a few of them to brighten up an eye look, and I found myself doing the thing where if I don't like how it looks and I'm reaching for something else, like that's not good, you know, like ugh. I'll show you. When I say it doesn't have enough grip or texture and it's not giving you that full foiled type of a thing as a metallic that you probably want, because you're not gonna really take a metallic shade and really blend it hard into the crease. And these are not satin. It's a really interesting texture. So what I want to share with you, this actually, ooh, it kind of like vibes with what I'm wearing right now. I could have totally worn this palette today. This is from ColourPop, and this is the Good Sport palette. Every time I look at this, I'm like, I need to talk about this on my channel because it is such a gorgeous palette. I've tried almost everything from ColourPop, if you can imagine. I get sent a lot of PR, and I really love their eyeshadows. For the price especially, you know, you get a lot for your money, and I'll just show you an example like side by side of what I'm talking about. So that's like a very, like you see how this kind of drags and it didn't really do an even swatch. So there you have it. Like, look how smooth, gorgeous, beautiful. Like, that's what I expect. And I'm gonna do it side by side for those of you that are like, Tati, it's on your hand, not on your arm. Like, not fair. I just wanna show you. Do you see how it kind of like gives at the end? It just kind of falls apart because it's not creamy enough. I haven't really gotten into like an eyeshadow palette at the drugstore that I like super intensely love in a very long time. Leave it below. What are your favorites as far as like a larger palette at the drugstore? Because they get up there oh my God, dodo brain of the century. They get up there in price. It's like 20 bucks for a L'Oreal palette. And it's like, why would I even, you know? This is new from Essence. This is the Hello New York. They have 3 others, and after testing this one out, I was just like, nope, not for me. I'm just gonna put that in like the donation station bin, because it's just, it might work for someone, but I am just not that someone. so I didn't want to even waste like swatching it. This is so crumbly. I'll do a close-up for you guys so you can see, but it is just like chunky, chunkity, like flakes falling everywhere. And then also, this is something that kind of drives me insane. I need to look at a palette and feel inspired, you know, like you want to feel like there's this nice color story there. Like, look at how pathetic that blue is, right? Like, stop. There's like nothing in there. Are we seeing that? I dug in there hard. Man, I need to do like an updated best and worst from Essence. Would you guys be into that? Let me know. Oh my God, the purple just got like all over my pants. I'm gonna use my Dyson to save the day. It worked. Tip within the video, because we love to do that here on my channel. Hello, my name is Tati, and not only do you hear about garbage products and great ones, but I'll find ways to entertain you with my lame sense of humor and tips that'll help you in life. Like, don't wipe off any eyeshadow that falls on your jeans, pants, whatever. Grab a blow dryer and like blow it off. Okay, hard candy. I'm afraid to even swatch this, okay? It is like quicksand. You start to panic and things get worse from there. You put your finger in it and it is like Play-Doh. Like, it is not right. This should not be a putty highlighter. It should be a glitter that has a little more oil and a little more to like hold the product together. It shouldn't be that squishy, because what ends up happening is you get it on your finger. It's really tough for it to transfer where you want it to transfer, and then you'll struggle like I'm about to right now, really like trying to get it off of your finger. It won't come off. Like, what have I done? I wear contact lenses too, so I feel like I have to be very careful with glitters because it can cause pain, you know? You wanna make sure that you're using cosmetic grade glitter. You don't want anything that has overly sharp edges in your eye, so don't go, you know, I always say this, don't get smart and go to Michael's and pick up craft glitter. That is a horrible idea. Horrible, bad idea. I did that as a teenager. From me to you, it's a bad idea. Okay, let's get into some highlight that is just really strange. It's a unicorn palette from JCat. I'm having a hard time with the regulation issue with a lot of cosmetics manufactured overseas. I keep reading things that make me kind of go, like, you know, Claire's asbestos issues. I'm educating myself. There's a lot wrong with how makeup is made, and I'm gonna keep learning, and I'm on that path. So that being said, some of these products, when I read the ingredient listings and I'm just not sure exactly where it's coming from or where stuff is being sourced or where it's being made, it just kind of makes me go, like, all this cheap highlighters makes my skin break out. So that's that. I've discontinued the use of highlighters that do not have the right level of ingredients that are to my liking. Like, anything that's going on my face that is going to be globally on my face. I don't want a lot of talc. I don't want a lot of palm oil, mineral oil. I don't want things that could be scratchy on the skin. And, you know, it does matter where you're sourcing ingredients from. So you could be like, but you use such and such with talc, and, you know, do your research and find out what's best for you, I guess. But also the formula on this one, it's like you dig in here. They had a highlighter palette that I loved. And I'm like, why didn't they use that formula? Like, I don't understand. So you can see when you dig in, it's just like, no, I don't like it. This is Unicorn Magic. I thought I never met a unicorn that I didn't like, but bye. Okay, moving on. Let's talk about Sally's. Sally's is not a drugstore, but it's not Neiman Marcus either. So we're gonna talk about this one right here. This is a matte kind of liquid lip of theirs, and it will dry you out. And it just is sticky and not good. I love so much of their makeup, their mascara. They have a primer that I like. I really like their powders. I like their eyeshadows so much. They make some great products, so definitely check out Collab Beauty. They make a great cream contour highlight thing. This was not it. This is the Matte Spark Cream Lip Color. And it is just, you know, it comes in like different shades, and I think this one is more on the metallic end, but I've tried a bunch of them. They did send them to me. If you send it and I try it, I'm gonna give my editorial you know, perspective on it, and it doesn't really sway me one way or another. So yeah, this was just not for me, but I like so much from them other stuff. I was gonna wait to put this in a dupe tutorial that I've been working on for 10 years. I keep teasing you guys with that. I have a whole drawer of like dupes, and I really want to do like a full face of dupes, but it's one of those videos that you have to sit down and be like, okay, this is like the only one we're doing today. And I've just been super busy working on a million things and then life. So I haven't gone around to it, but I do want to. I was going to use this as a dupe to the Tarte primer that you guys know I love so much. Now, I took this with me traveling. My makeup did not look good. Like, I noticed a huge difference. I was like, where is my other primer? And why did I think this was just as good? Because I was convinced for a minute. I was like, no, this is where it's at. Like, this is so good. It's exactly the same. But it just ended up making me look so greasy, and it didn't fill my pores in the way that this one right here does. This is so good if you're that person that likes to just use a little and like smash away your pores, just fill them in, make that blank canvas, like get good and ready for all the makeup. This Tarte one is my favorite. This tries to be, but it's like, it's kind of like a wannabe, like copycat, doesn't quite do it, just not good. Let's talk for a moment about e.l.f. glitter. Like, I know we were talking about glitter from Hard Candy and I made my whole speech about craft glitter. This one, the glitter chunks are way too big. Now here's the deal. It does say for use on body and hair. It says that that's what it is intended for, but they also sell a glitter base. And you'll see people online using this on their eyes and it can get a little bit confusing. This is a holographic glitter. It is beautiful, but it is very chunky. If you get this in your eyes, it's going to hurt you. It will irritate your eyes. I would recommend, if you use the e.l.f. glitters, really listen to that packaging and only use it on the body and in the hair. I also have a brush from e.l.f. and this is the Fluffy Eye Blender brush. They just came out with a bunch of brushes, and I do want to do an updated like what's new at e.l.f. and show you guys some things that I'm really, really loving. Their eyeshadows have improved. Those larger palettes I think are really great. And they have some new brushes that are really, really nice too, except for this one. This one frays right away. And yes, it's not that expensive, but it's literally the worst. It will make your makeup skills look like you have none, and it won't blend anything the way you want it to. And then I also have this body luminizer from Wet n Wild. Wet n Wild gets so much right, except for their new perfumes are not that great. Their face spray that claims to put you in a better mood and improve your aura. My aura still was like pretty bad after using it. This, just take a look, just come on now. It separates so badly, and yes, you can give it a good like shakeroo, but even then, it's this, you know what? If you want to glow, spend the cash, get something a little more luxe high-end, or use your favorite body lotion and in the immediate sprinkle in a little bit of a loose champagne shadow that you could have, you know, on hand from the drugstore if you don't want to spend a ton of cash. This, e.l.f. has this under eye primer, and it's like the freaking weirdest thing in the universe, okay? So they came out with the primer that's kind of like a dupe for the Tatcha one that is pretty gosh darn good. Like, if you like that kind of a thing, it was a little greasy on me, but a lot of people love that one, you know, they love it. This is kind of the same idea, but for the under eye area, and it's supposed to prime you for concealer and maybe fill things in and hydrate. And to me, this made my concealer crease so badly. It just added too much slip. It's kind of like a Vaseline type texture. Like, it's just not, I don't understand this. Can someone please help me understand this? I don't understand this product. I was very intrigued, and I think anyone that loves makeup would see this and be like, wow, why has no one ever done that? Like, that's so good. And you order it and you're like, wow, it's like lip balm that I just put under my eyes. It's not the greatest, and it has such a weird slick slip that I just had to let you guys know about that one. Also, this is kind of surprising to me. Okay, NYX came out with this new Bear With Me line, and I have not had a chance to try much of it, but this one, I read the ingredients and I was just like, I gotta talk about this. This is not good, you guys. It does not say like on the front or really loud and proud that salicylic acid is one of the ingredients. Now, it's a great ingredient if you have a lot of breakouts and you're trying to fight, you know, that situation. But a lot of people have a reverse reaction from salicylic acid. They can be very sensitive to it. My trainer, Rebecca, she cannot stand salicylic acid. So whenever I'm giving her skincare, I have to be like, and I'm like, no, you're good. Because for some people, it will really, really make a bad situation worse. So with this one, I just wanted to let you guys know, you know, read the ingredients. If you know you're sensitive to something particular, like read the ingredients always, because sometimes you won't know what's going on in there and it'll look like it's like fresh and fun and good and it's gonna prime me and set me and keep me looking good, but you really don't know exactly what about it is doing that. So I encourage you guys not to necessarily like memorize every like long, hard to read name, but just know the things that you want to avoid and take care of yourself, you know, like read the back and go, oh yeah, I don't like that. Like, I think that I can find something else, because I'm here to tell you you can, because there's everything under the sun out there right now. We have more to choose from than ever before, so take advantage of that. This one does also have a fragrance in there, you know, up to you if that's a deal breaker or not. This has alcohol denat, and that is an issue for me. Denatured alcohol, that's the bad one. That's not a hydrating alcohol. It's in a lot of foundations, surprisingly. And if you use that over time, it can really strip the skin. It can dry the skin out. And yes, in a spray, it'd probably evaporate pretty quickly, but I don't want the drying effect of that every single day. So although this has glycerin and aloe in it, just seeing that ingredient, perfume, salicylic acid was enough for me to be like, no, not for me. Love NYX so much. I love a lot of what they do. I think they come out with such beautiful products. Some of their eyeshadows I'm obsessed with. Their lip products are so good. And even when my mom bought me an eyeshadow primer and I used it as concealer, it was still actually at the end of the day, like, not bad. Okay, you guys, that's gonna wrap it up for all of the failure products that are newer launches at the drugstore. I hope you guys enjoyed this and that it was just a more casual, fun kind of a video. And if you enjoyed it, go ahead, give the video a thumbs up. Be sure to share the video, leave comments, and what do? Subscribe and ring the bell. I love you guys. Thanks for hanging out, and I will see you in my next video. Mwah.